After all, he's another guy that is contract extension eligible with their team. Recently, during the past week, he could be signed to a new contract if the Lakers want to and if they want to give him a new long-term contract, but according to reports, they really don't. According to Jovan Buha, Rui Hachimura is unlikely to get a new contract from the Lakers in the next 6 weeks, which is the timeline leading up to their training camp. Him saying that, well, it's certainly possible that something happens with it. I would say most of what's been out there is them wanting to keep the books clean and wanting to see whether he starts or becomes their sixth man and how the pieces fit on their team this year. And well, that would tend to make sense with what previous reports have said about their team, their mentality in trying to preserve their future cap space, whether it's in 2026, 27, or 28. We've heard about all three of them, and it kind of points to them wanting to preserve their cap space, looking toward their future when LeBron eventually retires, leaves their team, or simply comes off their payroll, looking to that point and who they'll try to replace him on their payroll, who they'll sign to their next max contract to pair with Luka Doncic, not only with Austin Reeves, but then actually signing another max player to pair with them. Who are they looking to do with that, and them trying to keep their payroll clean until they do that, which ultimately means that they likely won't sign Rui Hachimura to a new contract, unless he would take a discounted price that I really don't see him doing at this current moment. After all, he will be an unrestricted free agent next season, therefore being able to test the open market, getting offer sheets or simply contract offers from other teams. That way he can compare it to what the Lakers might offer him, and the Lakers can either choose to let him do that, giving him a better contract or some kind of incentive to bring him back to their team, or potentially letting him walk if they're not willing to pay the price that he might get. So with that in mind here, what will be or what is the likely price to keep Hachimura? What would be a fair contract extension to give him and that he would likely take? What's his current value at compared to the league-wide perspective, comparing it to other peers in the NBA, guys that are currently at his current value, at least in my opinion? We're going to talk about that and try to find out a good price to keep Hachimura at, what his role will be or should be for the team next season, and simply about his outlook with the purple and gold going forward. So beginning with the contract value and how I'd compare it to the league-wide perspective here. Going into next season, Rui Hachimura is the 92nd highest paid player in the NBA, making roughly $18.2 million next season, comparable to guys like former Laker Malik Monk, former Laker Alex Caruso, former Laker Ivica Zubac, and then other non-former Lakers like Andrew Nembhard, Harrison Barnes, and Colin Sexton. A few of which have a much higher value than Hachimura in my opinion, mainly pointing to both Caruso and Zubac here. Those guys kind of took a discount extension price. You know, their current teams really got lucky in my opinion. The OKC Thunder giving that prior to him winning a championship with their team, giving him a contract that's roughly $20 million per season, and that's kind of a steal in my opinion for a guy like Caruso. Same with the LA Clippers, signing Ivica Zubac to roughly $19 million per year over the next 3 years now. And with him coming off his best season to date, that's definitely a pretty good price for him. Or even for a guy like Andrew Nembhard, also higher value than Hachimura in my opinion. Him coming off yet another great season, only being 23 years old yet if I remember correctly, and him getting paid only $18.1 million next season, lower than Hachimura, only $19.5 in the 2026-27 NBA season. And if you point to that, I'm not sure you can say that Hachimura should get more money than that, more money than either Caruso, Zubac, or even a Malik Monk for that fact. So I put him right below those guys. And well, unfortunately for Hachimura, that does mean his per season value is going down, not up. You know, the Lakers kind of gave him his last contract with the hope that he would be improving and that he would grow into a better player than he was at the time. And I'm not going to say that he hasn't. I think he's shown improvement in regard to three-point shooting ability, off-ball ability, maybe some minor defensive improvement, but definitely not the kind of improvement they're hoping for and the leap that they're hoping he would take. Again, not completely mad at it, and I think he's gotten at least a little bit better, but he's not quite grown to the contract that they gave him. So in my opinion, a fair price for him per year would probably be around $15 to $17.5 million per year. Again, slightly under guys like Caruso, Zubac, Nembhard. He simply is on their level in my opinion, and therefore shouldn't be paid quite what they are, even though their teams got them at a discounted rate. You know, I think that Hachimura should be below them and that the Lakers could afford to offer him and not offend him by offering him a contract less than what they get. Again, something like $15, $17 million per year, giving him a long-term contract, which I think he does deserve, but not at a price that's more than his peers like, again, those three that I mentioned. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I would greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.